Hello, hello. This is Javon Brown with the Forever Getting Better podcast. This is episode 8 on April 21st. It is a Sunday. And I just uploaded a video today on Instagram. And I gotta tell you, it is not getting easier. So it's been close to a month now since I decided that I was going to post every day. Subsequently, I've been making these podcast episodes every day. For some reason, it says that a day was missed, but I assure you that is not the case. But anyway, the thing is that for whatever reason, it has been wearing, and I don't think it's a lack of. Because I did some introspection today and I really thought about it, and I don't think that it is a lack of effort. It's not a wow, I'm proud of myself for getting these things done. Like, that's not it. I think what it is the reason why I'm not fully enjoying the fruits of my labor right now, which are the videos themselves, like producing and then publishing these videos that I can then watch later. Like, to me, like, that's where the satisfaction should lie. But it's because I am still placing this expectation on myself, right? And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Expectations, right? Expectations and consistency and discipline and motivation and all of the things that encompass those things, or that encompass, that. Like, if you're trying to do more for yourself or get more done, if you're trying to transition from one place in your life or one phase or one stage in your life into another one, if you're trying to evolve, if you're trying to grow, then I think expectations can be a huge detriment to us. And so, like, this is the thing, right? Like, and by the way, like, I don't have anything to reference here. I don't have anyone to reference or anything like that. These are just my thoughts and my ideas for this one. But actually, no, I'll reference my mom, right? So, and then I'll kind of go into what I was about to say. But my mom has this saying, and I can't say that she's the one who pioneered it. It's just something that she said to me a lot. But there are essentially 3 rules for having a happy and a fulfilling life, and that is to listen without judgment, to love without ownership, and to enjoy without expectation. And of course, like, that can kind of be further defined or taken up for interpretation or whatever. But instead of doing all of that, I think just leaving it as is and then taking the time to really think of, like, what do you get out of it? What are some gems that you can extract from that saying? I think it's pretty important. Because like, there are different things that different people can get out of it. And I'm sure a lot of those insights, if not all of them, are valuable. Yeah. Listen without judgment, love without attachment or ownership, and enjoy without expectation. And anyway, for me, I think that really ties in a lot with instant gratification, and that being something that people love, people like. And you'll hear, like, older generations, and I say older in comparison to my own age, right? So I'm a 90s baby. So, like, let's say, like, people in like the 80s or 70s or maybe even some 90s babies themselves, they'll say, like, these kids are so addicted to instant gratification. But the thing is like, human psyche is human psyche, and human psychology is human psychology. So there's another old saying, right, is, the game doesn't change, but the game doesn't change, only the players do, or something like that, right? And that's true. Like, the generations do change, but at the end of the day, like, it's still like, there are still a lot of similarities between us. And so one of those things is like, instant gratification has always kind of been a thing. Like, this is the reason why gambling is so addicting and gambling is so enticing, right? It's the reason why people do parlays. It's the reason why people prefer day trading over long time buy and hold strategies. This is the reason why a lot of people aren't really interested or attracted to the idea or the concept of insurance, and wouldn't even have it in their vehicles if it wasn't required by law in a lot of places, right? Like, it's because the concept of right now is a lot more real than 5 years from now. And so it can be difficult. And anyway, I'm saying all of this to say that for me, I've been posting videos every day for a month, right? And I'm rounding up, mind you. Like, I'm rounding up. It's been a month. And so it is completely unreasonable for me to think that I would get some type of like large followership over 30 days. Like anytime that you listen or I listen to any notable figure, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or typical television or even in person or anybody at all, like people who are public speakers and don't particularly focus on those kinds of platforms, online platforms, pretty much all of them will say like, oh yeah, well my notoriety or my standing really didn't start until 4 years in, until 5 years in, until 7 years in. And so this is a long-term game. If the idea is to really have the most significant impact possible on as many people as possible, it's not about putting out the fanciest or the most attention-grabbing content immediately. It's about consistently putting content out from day one every day until year 7, until year 8, until year 9, right? And then at that point, continuing not to stop. And so like there are tons of notable figures that we can use as examples in order to really like reference and acknowledge this. One of the people that I like using, and I think anybody who knows me personally has heard me talk about him, is Russ, right? So you have the rapper Russ, and he got famous off SoundCloud. Well, the thing is, it wasn't like he just created one song. So I think the song that actually quote unquote blew up, the one that really put him on the map was I think it's called What They Want, right? And I'm not going to try to sing it or anything, but yeah, I want to, but I don't know if that'd be appropriate. But anyway, I don't even know if that'd be like copywritten or I don't know if there would be like a copyright. It doesn't matter. But the thing is like when that song came out, it wasn't like he only had that song. So in retrospect or just in comparison, you have some people who will come out with like one song, right? So like what was that one guy, like Gautier or whatever, and Landon Pig with Falling in Love in a Coffee Shop, which is a song that I love personally. But anyway, I could keep going on. But one-hit wonders, we are all familiar with one-hit wonders. Well, one-hit wonders are one-hit wonders because of their lack of catalog of music outside of that one hit, right? So Sean Kingston had Beautiful Girls, and then what did he come out with after that? And so like if you're not consistent with putting things out, then you don't have things that make people transition from a fan of the song to a fan of you or a fan of your music. And so this is what Russ did differently, right? So Russ had What They Want, but before What They Want came out, he had already spent 2 other years releasing one song a week for 2 years prior. So he had 104 songs or something like that for people to reference and look at if they were a fan of that song. And so if you listen to What They Want, you found out about Russ, but then now you're getting suggested all this other music that he has. And so this is how Russ was able to make a fan base for himself. It wasn't by making one hit. It was by consistently making things over and over and over and over and over again. And then once the hit was created, right? Once the virality struck, which is gambling, by the way, like there really isn't any, like there are things that we can do in order to increase the likelihood that something becomes viral. Like there's 100% strategies that you can implement for that, right? But it's not guaranteed. And so like the thing is like he made that thing and it went viral. It got popular really fast, and then people had something to reference to transition that made them transition from being a fan of that song to a fan of Russ. And then, by the way, after that happened, he still continued to make music. So like, all right, great. Now you have like 3 or 4 albums worth of stuff that you have to listen to. But now on top of that, you have the capacity to anticipate the next project that he comes out with, right? And so like another person that I like using as an example of this will be Logic. And so some people would argue that Logic doesn't really have like any real viral songs. Like he didn't really, like I think he had like that one song, like the 1-800 song that was about like unaliving, you know what I mean? And like the suicide hotline song. And I think it was great for mental health awareness. And I think a lot of people agree, but I don't remember anybody really like saying that they liked that song. It got popular because of the subject matter, I think. And it was at a time where it should be really relevant, like it was, right? When it became popular. But the thing is like Logic didn't get famous off of 1 or 2 songs. He didn't get famous off of the people that he associated with or people that were featured in his albums or anything like that. Logic got famous because he put out a project once every 6 months. Like, he had a new album that dropped once every 6 months, one in the winter, one in the summer, one in the winter, one in the summer, for 7 years. Like, that's what made Logic famous. And so it really is just about consistency over a long time horizon, right? With absolutely no need or no real expectation of immediate gratification. Like, you shouldn't expect an early payoff. That's just not realistic. And then even if you look at people outside of music, like if you look at entrepreneurs and business folk outside of that, right? So two of the people that I like are Alex Hormozy and Andy Elliott, right? Well, Alex Hormozy had quit his job as a consultant in the government and then started his gym. And then, like, after starting his gym, really wasn't super profitable until like I want to say that he was like 3 or 4 years into it before that became a thing. Now, don't get me wrong, like, there are 100% people out there who have overnight success. Like, it happens. It's just extremely rare, and to expect it to happen to you is just not realistic, right? Everybody wants to win the lottery, but the odds are just so slim. So, like, if the idea is to truly win, or to, and by the way, when I say win, like, this is, win or succeed are 100% subjective. Like, the definitions of those words are contingent on your personal values, right? So, like, it could mean monetary success. It could mean people impacted or affected. It could mean fame. It could mean getting married one day. It could mean whatever, right? But, like, for me, winning is about impacting as many people as possible and actually getting feedback from people. Like, to me, that's important. I don't really care too much about the quantity. It's not about fame, but I truly do like, when people tell me, like, hey, this helped me, thank you, right? I think to this day, the happiest day of my life was when somebody close to me told me that I was their mentor, and they appreciated how much I had helped them up until that point. And I was like, dude, all we did was talk on the phone when you called me. And, like, for me, like, that was life-changing. And so, like, that's just my personal value system. That's what I care about more than anything else, is, like, positively influencing people to become better versions of themselves, which is 100% subjective also, right? Like, better by whose standards? I would argue not by mine, but by theirs. If you are somebody who is trying to be more fiscally responsible, and that is the limit or the metric that you have set on yourself, and you listen to me and you become more fiscally responsible by proxy, by listening to me, and you tell me that, I feel good, right? Whether I view you as somebody who is fiscally responsible or not. So just as an example, but yeah, immediate gratification, it's just not worth it, right? And so, like, between that and comparison to others, like, you will just not be happy if those are your things. And so, like, I think one of the things that I've had to be really cognizant of or aware of for myself, especially within the past few days, is just let me find the gratification in actually producing the thing, right? And that's really what it's just been about. It's just been about being consistent and defining the win as publishing another podcast episode, or defining the win as publishing another video, regardless of how I feel. And so, anyway, I think that's pretty much going to cover everything. I think the next episode, I'll get them a little more, I'll focus a little bit more on the metrics. And I'm also still, I think in the last episode, or at the end of the last episode, I kind of talked about some of my aspirations going forward. Maybe I didn't, but I guess I'll put a little teaser here now. So the intention is to make a proper content pillar. And so for me, that content pillar would be recording video in long form, putting that on YouTube, then taking the audio from that and using it for the podcast, and then taking clips from that and then using it for social media and whatnot. And so, like, that's the intention. I can't say that I'm going to do that tomorrow, but I think it will be a significantly better use of my time, right? When it comes to time management, that would be way better. And when it comes to the structure of this podcast, I think it would help significantly as well. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is Javon with the Forever Getting Better podcast. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. Peace.